help with mommy and daddy cooking for a family reunions. Now, the mother is busy cooking, making spaghetti. So the mother turned to the little girl and said, honey, would you help mommy? And the little girl said, sure, mom, I helped you. So mommy said, can you go down to the basement? You know, over here we don't have a lot, but you know, in the Midwest and in the Northeast we have a lot. And you go down to the basement, get for mommy a can of tomato. And the girl walked to the door down to the basement, opened it and looked down. She said, mommy, I'm scared. And the mommy said, don't worry, turn on the lights and everything shall be fine. She turned on the lights, she looked down, she said, mommy, but I'm still scared. I'm afraid. And mommy said, well, you know what, daughter, honey, you go down. Jesus is down there too, okay? So Jesus take care of you, don't worry. When Jesus is there, no one can touch you. So the little girl looked at the mommy and said, mommy, you sure Jesus is going to be down there? Mommy said, sure, daughter, I would not lie to you. And you know, Jesus everywhere. So the girl said, okay, I go. So she walked back to the door, opened the door, looked down, and she said, Jesus, if you're really down there, would you give me the can of tomato, please? You know, that's what happened to you and I many times. We know God everywhere. We know God is there, but many times we don't want to do it because whatever reason it is, because we're scared, because we're afraid, and we want God to do the work for us. Right? Just like we do, hey, Jesus, do that, just give it to me. Today we hear in the gospel, Jesus came to preach the good news, to heal the sick. But at the same time, he also called the disciples to send them out to do the work as well. He told them, I give you the authority. I will be with you. But I want you to go out and preach the good news. But if you listen, when I first read this gospel, I was confused. I said, what's wrong with Jesus? Listen, he gave them the power. That's the good part, right? But then he said, you take nothing with you but a walking stick. So he allowed them to take a walking stick, right? But then he go on and say, but no food, okay? Get that food, no sack, no money in your belt, okay? However, you can wear sandals. You know how instructional he is? He told them, yeah, but you can wear sandals. It's all right to wear sandals. You can wear a tunic. It's been clothed, but not a second set. He said, but no second set. Sometimes I wonder, why does he have to go into, you know what I mean? All these stuff. Listen again. He gave them authority over unclean spirit. But he instructed them to take nothing for the journey. They can take a walking stick, no food, no sack, no money. However, to wear sandal and one set of tunic. So if you listen carefully, you will see this is what Jesus said. He allowed them to bring three things with them. A walking stick, a sandal, and a set of clothing. Now, listen again. See if you begin to make sense to you. A walking stick, a sandal, and a set of clothing. Now, if you've been in Israel, you know. The road are not flat like here. It's up and down. It's a lot of mountain. So what the walking stick do? You begin to see that? You see what? When you go hiking, you always have a walking stick, right? A walking stick, a sandal, and a set of clothing means what? He tells us you can bring your basic human necessity, but that's all you can bring. The rest, I will provide. I will take care of you. And for probably, well, I would say 3/3 of the church here, 3/4 of the church, not even half, not even half. Except Chris and his wife, Mike and, oh God, I go blank with all the names. And that group over there, the rest all of us, understand what Jesus taught today about leaving your country and enter a new life having nothing. The rest of us sitting here, all these Vietnamese and Filipinos, we knew what it felt. We knew, we personally experienced what it meant when we only can bring the necessity when we left that country. When we get onto that boat, when we left Vietnam and that, remember that. You get nothing. What did you have? At least you have some food. But what did we have? Nothing. But once we have nothing, that's how we begin to understand the true meaning of the power of God has over our life. And look back into your life and my life today. How much God has blessed us. I don't know about your family. I left Vietnam along with my mom and dad 19 years ago. We arrived this country February 5th, 1993. Just a little more than 19 years ago. No word of English. We began a new life. No word of English. We landed in Chicago. They told us in Vietnam that prepare because it's going to be cold in Chicago. But you know what mean by cold in Vietnam? 75 degrees, okay? So we was ready for city, okay? Come on, man. February weather in Chicago was not city. Yeah, it was city, but a city below zero. When we left O'Hare Airport on that evening, I slid right on the ice. And later on, I complained about the American. They lied to us. You know why? Come on, that's not cold. That's frozen, man. They should have changed the word in that little line that they gave to us. Weather in Chicago are freezing, not cold. Cold? That's not cold. That's frozen. That's icy. But you know, we left there and we trust that God will provide. We came to this country and we believe in it. God just didn't send a disciple. Today He calls and sends each and every one of you to preach the good news. He said, trust me, I will do that. 19 years ago, I came to this country. I attended the Mass in Chicago. I have no clue what the heck they were saying in church. I spoke no word of English. And this past 8+ years, I has been preaching in English. Isn't that a miracle? When God calls, He provides. The key point is, will we do it? Or we will say, God, you know what, if you there, why don't you just do it? I'm here, God. Yes, God, you can do it. God said, no. You do it. I'm providing for you. He said, I do my part, but you gonna have to do it. Nowadays, you know me now as the crazy and radical Martino. But if you know me back then, I was not. I was a shy man. For the first years and a half I attended in high school in Chicago, I don't think I spoke to anybody. I was scared. I was afraid. I was shy. Or even if I want to say something, I don't know how to say it. If you know me back then, I'm not the radical Martino you know today. I'm not the person you know. So when I was thinking to be a priest and my fiance at that time kicked me out of her life and wants me to be a priest, I thought she was not out of her mind. I don't have the gift. I don't know how to do it. The first reading today from the book of the prophet Amos, the same. Amos said, God, I don't know what to know. I've got no talent, man. Why did you call me? Go call somebody else. So my dear friends, we have experienced that in a personal way. That God loves, God calls, and God provides. You know, many times I look back, how many thousands or probably millions of Vietnamese and probably Filipinos the same did not make to this promised land. How many escaped? They estimate of every 3 persons that left Vietnam, probably about 1 got to this promised land. And you and I are seated here because of that. Because we were smarter than them, because we know what we're doing, because we know how to escape. I don't think so. But because God had led us here. So my dear friends, God calls us and provides. I hope and I pray that we will do our part. God sent you and sent I to be His disciple too.